What's up, you guys? This is your boy here at Sirius in the Temple. How you guys doing here today, huh? Yeah, I know, I'm making another video. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing pretty good. So let's get started. Yeah, so it's just my laptop, some stuff I got here, and some videos I'm making soon. And I'm going to be covering some topics today. With that being said, I want you guys to understand something. We are all electromagnetic consciousness. So that means we all have free will. Watch out. Sorry. That was just a video I was watching on my laptop. Now, with that being said, we can all do what we please. So I don't understand why I still see people trying to go to church. I mean, you guys have demonic entities in your churches laughing at you while you're going to church and praying to your fake Serapis, aka Caesar Borgia, or Ptolemy the First Soter in Rome. Okay? This is dealing with Roman antics. Roman antics is dealing with lies and deceit and the cover-up of melanated people's gods and goddesses and their ancient traditions and rituals. So now we're going to be talking today about the demons and a little bit about the heaven worlds, and I'm going to be going in more massive detail on the heaven worlds and other things of this nature, and these dark shadows that people keep seeing and stuff like that. So let's deal with this, and we're going to be talking about different planets today and what they represent and things of that nature. Okay. Now, these entities that be laughing at you guys in churches, they're called Dracos, Draconians, Draculas, dragons. Draco, dragon, Dracula. Because that's what they really are. A humanoid entity that stands up on 2 feet, walks like a man, is intelligent and can talk. And it looks humanoid-ish. You know? It has the overall shape of a human being. But then there's other parts that are not necessarily human-based. Like the large claws, the sharp, jagged teeth, the crazy eyes that they have. Their eyes look a lot like ice and fire mixed together. They can actually suck human bioenergy that way. Now, these beings come from a star constellation called Alpha Draconis. And Alpha Draconis, see, that's where the reptilian kings come from. Now, they're kings among their own people. And the ones that are the kings, those are the ones that have jagged horns all around their head. And there's one among them that's the king of all Draculas, or the king of all dragons. And this one is called Marduk, or Marduk. or Marduk. He is the son of Prometheus, which is the son of Enki, which means he's the son of Enki. Okay? And the reason why he's the son of Enki, which is an Anunnaki, and I'll be talking about that right now. You see, Enki has partial reptilian DNA inside of him. I told you guys this. And he mixed in with a melanated goddess who had reptilian DNA inside of her as well. See, because the Sirius gods, the Sirius gods, which are the Anunnaki, the melanated humans from star constellation, who are giants, the originals, the ones that are pure Anunnaki, they're actually serpents. A serpent. Now, what is a serpent? And I'm going to be making a video on the serpent soon. The serpent is the wise bearer, 360 degrees of knowledge. The original Lemurians that were on this planet in Lemuria. The original Kemites, the original Moors who set out in Europe in the Dark Ages. The Moors that were there, the dark melanated people that were the kings and queens over there. Those are the ones that saints that had that big glow around, the photon glow around them. Those were Moors. And Moors are really serpents. Now, this is why you see the pharaoh in ancient Kemet. The pharaoh has a serpent coming out of his crown. The serpent queens have a serpent coming out of their crown. The symbology of the serpent is dealing with godhood, the godlike hierarchy. There is a god hierarchy in the angelic heavens, but there's many different hierarchies within different types of angelic beings. But the ones that are called the serpents are the most powerful, because they are the most closest to being like the Lord himself. Understand? So now that we have got that out of the way, we need to deal with something right now. The serpents they're really a snake god. It's a snake god. But this snake god is also very much like a dragon as well. You can actually look at the serpent as being a holy dragon. You can look at the Draconians from Alpha Draconis. You can look at them as demonic dragons. So you have two different types of dragons. Demonic dragons and holy dragons. And the holy dragons are far, 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 far more fiercer, far more stronger, far more everything. Okay? Alright, now, when you look at the information that was left in Nagasaki, in Asia, you'll actually see that the government corporation, the federal government, had to actually bomb Nagasaki and tear down all of the ancient information that was left there. They didn't want people to learn about the Nagas. The Nagaas. Nagas or Naginis, which is female. Naginis or Naga serpent kings and queens. They didn't want that information to get leaked out to the public. So what they tried to do is try to deceive the masses, don't tell them nothing about this place, and tear the place down. This is why you hear the bombing of Hiroshima and all this stuff, because they knew that this information was going to get out. There was too many people over there that knew the story about what happened over there. You see the ancient Buddha statue over there. This is dealing with the Moors and the ancient priesthood. And what they tried to do and come from the fifth dimension into the third dimensional realm to try to help people and guide people in the right spiritual path. This is why wherever the sun is hitting the most on the planet, that is where the people are the most spiritual. Now, different planets that these Naga serpents have been. They've been on the moon. There's still ancient pyramids on the moon. Nobody knows how that got there. They were also on Mars, which means the Moors who went to war. Mars, M-A-R-S. Mars, M stands for Moors. A-R-S, which if you flip the M, as above, so below. You flip the M, it means wars. So what they did was they flipped the W, turned it into an M, as above, so below. And instead of just wars, they put an M for Moors or Moreno, which is a dark, melanated, pigmented person like myself. And now you have something called the Moors who went to war on Mars. The reptilians, which were coming from Alpha Draconis and trying to enslave people in Babylon, you had your boy Nimrod over there ruling over stuff. And Babylon, today is Babylon as well. We got all kinds of crazy shit happening out here. People don't want to take no responsibility for their actions. I have fucked up in the past, but you know, I'm so done with all the bullshit. Seriously, man. There has to be a point where people wake the hell up and be like, what the hell is going on? We got to do something about this situation. We got to stop this crap, you understand? So what happened is that the human population that was on Mars living there, the Alpha Draconians, they came with their kings and queens. They came on the Mars planet. They started bombing people, killing people, shooting lasers, killing people, and enslaving human beings, and trying to use them for food, use them for fuel. They were using them as a food source. And they were trying to get the ancient information off of the Moors that were living there to try to get upgrades for their machines and their UFOs. They were trying to get ancient alchemic sciences from the Moors, because the Moors are the ones with all the knowledge. Okay, and there was other normal human beings there as well that didn't have any abilities like this. They were very weak. They got enslaved and captured. They were being mutilated and being enslaved, being forced to build monuments and UFOs and all this other stuff for these reptilian beasts. These completely evil motherfuckers. And not all reptilians are evil. And not all demons are bad. That's another problem that people got. They think all demons are bad. Not all demons are bad. Not all alien beings are bad. But I digress. I'll get on that at a later time. But the majority of the reptilians were evil, though. They have an insatiable lust for blood. See, what happens to them is that when they smell blood, it affects their reptilian brain, and they can't control themselves under that kind of exposure. They can't control themselves smelling blood, seeing blood. They get very much like how a shark gets when they smell blood. Their animal instinct goes to the highest point, and they can't control themselves, and they like eating the fear pellets inside the blood cells from little children. That's why they love eating children. You know, and they love eating people because of fear, that fear energy, and they like it when we eat meat, because that fear energy that the animal is feeling and all that stuff, it gets put inside of us. So you know, you gotta stop eating that stuff and all this and that. If you're still eating meat, I really suggest that you let it go. Seriously, you know, seriously. But now let's get on this. When the other Anunnakis found out about this, I believe actually some of the Moors that were on Mars actually they sent some kind of beacon or informational message from the cosmos, and they sent it out, and somehow Enki got the information, and he gave the information to his father, which is Anu Elion El, or Anu Elion El, because he's the sons of El. They even put it in your Superman movie, son of El, which is a warrior angel from the fifth dimension in the higher realms, in infinite realms, going beyond the fifth and going into Etheria, the heavenly realms. The sons of El got the information. They came down with nuclear bombs, all kinds of weaponry, and they went to war. The Moors, the Lemurians, the Sirius gods from Nibiru, planet X, okay, or Sirius, AB, the star constellation. They came, and the Moors, the dark melanated giants, they went to, and the Nephilim as well. The Nephilim, which are smaller in stature, but they're still giants as well, and they're weaker than the Anunnaki, because the Anunnaki are the even bigger giants, like Anu Elion El, the Lord, the Creator. In case you don't know who that is, they went to war. The Anu sent out a message to his son Enki, and Enki has a brother called Enlil, his younger brother, which is actually stronger than him because his younger brother is more pure in Anunnaki blood. Enki has partial reptilian DNA inside of him. And I'm going to get on that in just a second. The Moors went to war on Mars. And the reason why Mars is so dead like that is because they drop. I believe they dropped nuclear weapons all over the planet. When all the war and chaos happened, it destroyed the entire atmosphere of Mars. It destroyed the entire atmosphere. Not only that, but guess what else? Guess what else? The magnetic field on the planet was completely destroyed. Mars to this very day is uninhabitable. And there's still beings living in Venus and Mars, all this stuff, and they're living in inner Earth. There is a Shambhala in all these planets out here. There's a different type of Shambhala in all these planets. Shambhala is dealing with inner Earth. I made a video about this. Go search it up. It's got a whole bunch of views on it already. It's still growing. Because the planet's surface is uninhabitable, and all those planets were judged in the end. And on the end days, in the last arc cycle on the planet, those planets were judged. So all those people were forced to live in inner Earth to survive. And eventually they'll be released out of inner Earth at some point. You know, but that's gonna take really long. Now, here's the thing. Enki, which is Prometheus, the god of Earth, he was the individual who was doing genetic engineering and genetic manipulation to create the human vehicles, not the souls, but the human vehicles that we have on this planet. And I don't think I mentioned this, but the pharaohs and the queens of Egypt, those were serpents as well, but they were in human form because they reincarnated. Those are Nagaa serpents as well. Now, dealing with this, there is an individual in religion that people refer to as Satan. He's the one that has the really sharp fang teeth, the really weird cranial skull, the goat horns on his head, or the bull-like horns coming out of his forehead or out of the side of his head. And he has the claws and the crazy-looking tail with the arrow sticking out. He's got the trident staff, and he's burning in hell, and the crazy-looking eyes. That is a Draconian. That is the king of the Draconian reptilians. He's the king because he comes from the serpent god Enki. Okay, he is the serpent king. No, he's not. Sorry, he's not the serpent king. Yeah, Enki is a serpent. It was a serpent king, but his son, which is half reptilian and half Anunnaki, he's a Draconian king because he's coming out of the god hierarchy, but he's also reptilian as well. So he's very powerful. He's a very powerful being, but there's other beings that are more powerful than him, obviously, but that's not the point. He's coming out of the Anunnaki bloodline and coming out of the Draconian bloodline. So you have to really understand, Marduk, he is this being, the individuals who tried to get rid of the shamanic priesthood, which is your Freemasons, your Illuminati, your bankers, your elites in this country. They worship Marduk. You don't see all these people that are paying homage to the Baphomet and all this stuff. They worshiping the Baphomet and all this stuff. This is dealing with worshiping Marduk. Marduk technically almost owns this planet because he's made deals with the real Satan. He's not Satan. He's a Draconian Anunnaki hybrid. And I know somebody who's actually seen him before. My mother. My mother has seen all kinds of types of UFO sightings and all this stuff. She knows about it. You know, she in her own way she knows about it. And I know other individuals who have reported seeing a horned individual with the shape of like I don't know what to say, like goat legs, or like his body shape is funny looking. He has giant claws. He looks like very much like Satan, the devil. He is Marduk el Diablo. Okay, this is where you get the Diablo or devil thing from, because he's so evil that he tried to kill his own father. He tried to poison and kill Enki. He failed, but he damn near... He tried to kill him. His own father. That's how evil this sick piece of shit is. That's how in tune he is with his reptilian brain. And you can see that because of the giant jagged horns that's coming out of his head. He's the only reptilian so far that I know of that has those giant ass horns that's so huge like that. He looks a lot like what a gargoyle looks like. And this creature commands the reptilian armies. All these Alpha Draconian armies. He commands them. It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy. These UFO sightings that y'all be seeing. Y'all don't know that the Palladians are working with their Draconians. Not all Palladians are evil, but the ones that are messing with the Archons, those motherfuckers, they're actually working with them now. They want to taste human blood. They want to eat human flesh. Because the Draconians told them that, oh, yo, you know what? You should come and eat human blood, man. Eat human flesh. It's a delicacy, man. Yeah, you got to come try this stuff out. So you know what the Palladians did? They went like, because the Palladians, the Palladians said, no. Palladians said, you know what? Fuck the humans. Fuck the humans. They don't want to get spiritual. They want to keep eating the meat. They want to keep doing whatever the fuck they're doing. They don't even want to give a fuck. Fuck them then. And now they're working with the Archons. Palladians look very much like a Caucasian person. But you can tell that there's something very foreign about this person. They have very pale skin. They have very light blue eyes. Their eyes look like... Okay, you go to the beach, right? You see that indigo color? That bluish indigo color that's in the beaches? Their eyes are that color. Okay? They have very white... Their hair is very, very rarely blonde. Their hair is usually white. Okay? And they look a lot like the tall whites, but they're not the tall whites. The tall whites are even more paler than them. Okay? But yes, Palladians look a lot like Caucasian people. They look almost exactly identical to them. But you can tell there's something different about this person. The way they look. It's just something about the way they look. Don't confuse the Palladians with the Nordics. The Nordics, they're skull shaped, they're much more buffer, and their facial shape is different. You know, but all them, the Nordics, they went to go fight creatures that look a lot like what Satan looks like. There's other creatures that look a lot like Satan from a star constellation called Aldebaran. And I'm going to get on that later on the next video. But I'm just trying to let you guys know, the reason why Mars looks like that is because the entire atmosphere was destroyed. Mars looked a lot like Earth. Believe it or not, Mars had vegetation. Mars had water on it. Why do you think you see the freaking ice caps that's freaking frozen on the motherfucker? There was water there. There was life there. There was actually life there. And the moon that's actually in our orbit, the moon that's in our orbit is a secondary moon that was actually pushed here by the Archon reptilians. It's a fucking spaceship. They even put it on your freaking movie Star Wars. What the frick you keep thinking I put that in the freaking music, in the music of the freaking videos that I put? It's a planetary spaceship. And they're using a military system up there to shoot down Planet X, which is Nibiru. They want to shoot it down, you know, so the planet can stay stuck between the fourth and third dimensions. It's going to fix itself regardless, but it's going to stay stuck for a little period of time while they come here and start trying to kill people. I'm giving you this information for awareness purposes because I don't think you guys quite understand what the frick I be knowing out here. Demons is real. The Lord is real. Angels is real. Everything is really real, but it's up to you to believe it or not. It's up to you to understand what I'm trying to tell you. This concludes today's video. Like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy Sirius in the Temple. I'm glad you learned something here today. I'll be making another video in relation to this, and I'll be getting more on detail about this subject later on. Hopefully you liked the video. I know you guys were probably waiting for me to make another video. Here you go. I'll be back soon. Peace out, guys. Love you guys. And Ingrid or whoever else, I'll be answering your questions on a Q&A video very soon. My subscribers that are asking me questions, I'll be answering your questions on a Q&A very soon. And yeah, peace out, guys. It's your boy Kevin.